Well, hello there, ladies and gents. My name is Gooch from Xanrica Studios, and today we are here with a brand new episode of the Letter Let's Play. Last time, to be completely honest, my mind's a little fuzzy on what happened last time, but I do remember we saw a ghost bitch in a window, and yeah, it was fucked up, and I was telling the bitch to run, but the bitch didn't want to run. Stupid hell. Anywho. We also kind of had a little bit of a fucking weird ass, kind of, I don't know. We talked to Zach a little bit. I'm pretty sure his name is Zach. It's been a while. But yeah, we're gonna figure out what's happening next. So let's do that, shall we? Morning dawns bright and clear the following day. Although the air still feels muggy and I miss the chilly autumn weather, it's one of those rare weekends when I'm up even before my alarm rings. If it wasn't for Zach's call last night, I'd probably sleep in. Yeah. Love that elevator music you have going on there, guy. When 9 a.m. When 9 a.m. rolls around, I'm already on my way to the Ermagrid mansion. I don't know how to say it, okay? It's fucking weird. To think that I'd have to go back again, I'd be lying if I say I'm excited. I don't have to anymore. Rose happily gave me paperwork duty when I volunteered. We're on the last phase of the sale, too. Well, almost. Papers to sign, documents to finalize, various other legal shit to settle with the current owner, and all that still. Never mind that its new owners want everything done within a week when the process typically takes more than that. They want it done, we'll get it done. I really, really don't understand rich people. Neither do I. But money can do wonders. I won't be surprised if we'll be able to push the process just a little more, like what they did to secure the house. The point is, I'm under no obligation to return to the house anymore. Running is an option. Of course, I can now move on to other properties, onto another property, and forget everything. However, at the end of the day, it's always my conscience that wins. What if something happens to those who have seen the letter? Ash, Zach, Becca, Miss McLaughlin, the Wrights. The guilt will follow me to my grave. Alright. The mansion looms as we approach. Whispers welcoming me back. Shadows calling. I hope this is the last time. Probably not. Because as far as I know, we still have a lot of shit to do. Who the fuck is this guy? They were engaged in a quiet conversation when I find them in the mansion's front gardens. But even with familiar company, it's impossible. Holy shit. Somebody shared my video. Even with familiar company, it's impossible to feel at ease here. I don't blame you. No matter who I'm with, the feeling of being watched is there. Like the very place itself is aware of its trespassers. Oh boy. Zach, on the other hand, doesn't seem to notice. Or he simply doesn't care, or he's already used to it. I could never tell with him. Sometimes he's almost as hard to read as Ash. I don't know, Ash is just an asshole. You don't need to read him in order to know that. Almost. At least Zack doesn't ask for as much patience as dealing with Ash. With Ash does. And that says plenty about him. Yes. Miracle of miracles. How the two have ended up the best of friends. He waves at me as I approach. True to his promise, Zack has also brought his friend with him. Father Norman. Somehow I expected him to look older.
Oh, don't be surprised. They say people who have found their calling are getting younger these days.
Oh, it sounds like that. Oh, God.
Sorry, Father. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
No offense taken.
Did she say that? I don't remember her saying anything. I read it. It was something that was going on in her mind. No offense taken.
Though I admit I'm a bit surprised. I didn't think someone would ask this house to be blessed after all these years.
Well, the thing is, it's fucking haunted. And it has some weird, spooky ghost bitch in there. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to deal with that shit.
You've heard of it, Father?
In passing, the occasional rumors and talk by the locals, nothing new.
Blah, blah,
You
blah.
don't spend years serving the church here without hearing a random hearsay here and there.
But it's fucking true. There's haunted shit going on with this house.
You never mentioned what you thought of those, Father.
Ah, but he who goes down to the grave does not come up. He shall never return to his house, nor shall his place know him any more.
But what I saw...
May not be what you think. It depends entirely on what you mean by it. If you're talking about spirit beings, angels, demons, then yes.
I saw demons.
Are we talking about the spirits of people who have departed? The word makes it clear that once the deceased has left us, they are gone.
Obviously fucking not. There's a ghost bitch on the loose. She's been following me like the Grudge.
But of course, I didn't come here to bore you with a lecture.
Bless the fucking
No,
house,
it
prick.
was enlightening, Father. Thank you.
Just remember that a God who loves his children would never let them linger once the time comes.
That's what my papa often tells me.
Yeah,
Your father must
enough
be a
of the
good
sappy
man. He
shit.
raised you well, no doubt.
Yes, indeed.
Well then, shall we?
No. Okay.
Regardless of what it is, I'm sure the mansion's new owners would appreciate such sincere intentions. From a stranger, no less.
He lets Zack and I walk ahead. A relief this way. This way he won't see how tightly I'm clutching the straps of my bag. Father Norman's probably trying to put me at ease. But the worry, the cold, restless, foreboding feeling has firmly lodged itself into my stomach, making its presence known with every step we take towards the house.
Hey, you okay?
Fuck no! It's nothing. This place gives me the creeps. It's hard to lie to Zack. Gives you that look. It's just there! Yeah. I know a couple of people who have that look. You want to hide shit and you can't hide it because they're just like, really? I'm sure. The kind that implores a silent appeal. I'm not sure if he's even doing it consciously. Another breeze blows and I try not to shiver, try not to listen to the voices that may or may not be there.
Ugh, this place really gives me the creeps.
It doesn't seem more than an ordinary house to me, though.
It's a fucking spooky ass mansion. Go up into the attic, Zack. I wonder how fucking well you'll do. Don't go in the attic. You're my guy. I don't want you to die. So stay away from the attic, okay?
Damn, I should have brought my camera with me. I saw a few areas that'd be good for a shoot.
Sure.
Think the new
Why
owners will
not?
allow it?
Shh. What if you catch something? Or someone in one of the pictures?
It just means they want to be seen, doesn't it?
You know, that's actually a very good point.
Don't ask for it.
It's actually a very good point. We saw
It's
that
not like we can
ghost
stop them if they do.
You're really not helping, Zach.
Yeah, he is. He's trying to break the tension, man.
All right. Sorry. Don't worry. I
Alright,
don't think whatever's inside
alright.
this house will do anything.
I don't think whatever's inside the house will do anything.
I'm here,
It's
yeah?
fine.
I'll take care of them. Or I think I can.
It's okay. It's okay.
You're not that scary, but thanks. I'll be sure to run behind you if I see one.
Ridiculous talk, though the temporary reprieve it lands is more than welcome. He offers me a smile in return, the least he could do. And with a slight motion of his head, he gestures for us to move ahead, while my own fears are left forgotten for the time being. The things inside my bag clatter softly against each other while I'm rummaging around for the key of the mansion. I don't feel like putting any more extra shit in there. I should have heard the telltale jiggle by now, but didn't I put it in my bag last night? Seconds later, I'm sitting on my heels. And one after another, I'm taking out everything from my pocket, every slip. It'll be a pain to put everything back later, but I'm sure it's just under these. Nothing. Oh man. Of all the times to forget.
Is something the matter?
I forgot the keys.
No, I'm sorry, Father. I think I left the key.
I think I left a key. The key. No use coming up with excuses. And right after they've both taken the time to go this far from the city. With a heavy sigh, I grab the door handle, pull myself up. A string of apologies ready at the tip of my tongue.
Careful, Bella!
Uh-oh.
We've spoken with the current owners. Well, technically, you were not yet the owners, but
There's a brief moment of confusion because Rose is in there talking to the Wrights. Fucking blah 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 blah.
Ow, 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 my back.
what the? Isabella?
Fuck yeah! No time to nurse my bruised back or make up excuses because the next thing I know, Zach's gently pulling me upright by my arm. Rose looks down at me with a mixture of apprehension and something I couldn't quite place. I'd say it's relief, but I have memories. Ah, sheesh. Good going, Isabella, right after you volunteered to work on the papers. And standing behind her...
Ma'am Hannah! Mr. Wright!
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Isabel. We always meet in the most...
Why does she keep on calling me Isabel? I said Isabella, for fuck's sakes.
A complete understatement, darling. What are they doing in my house?
Blessing the shit out of it. Abruptly, he waves his hand at Zach and Father Norman like their presence is a slight against his own. Oh boy.
I thought you said you wanted to do paperwork duty. What are you doing here?
I'm here to fuck shit up. Like a deer caught in headlights. Unfair, Rose. That's putting me on the spot. And it leaves me no other choice but to answer.
The reason why I'm here?
So I brought you a
Spit it out,
priest.
Lily. We don't have all day.
First off, go fuck yourself, Mr. Right. Go fuck yourself. You don't belong with that name. That belongs to Phoenix Wright, you fuck. My name ain't Lily, it's Isabella, you fucking cunt.
I'm just here to make sure everything is fine before you move in.
I'm here to make sure that there's no creepy ghost bitches trying to remove your scalp and eat your brain. I'm so sorry, Mama. You said I'll go to hell if I lie. I likely will after this, but there's no other way. Well, it isn't entirely a lie. I am here to make sure no one disturbs them after they move in. It just so happens that what I'm checking for and trying to drive away is of the paranormal variety.
Oh? The house appears impeccably fine to me.
Yeah, to you, but to me, it's filled with flaws. It's filled with flaws that I must fix, and I will fix. The grin on his face, though, when he returns his attention to me, is similar to what my kuya, Jordan, had often given me when he was up to something. Usually a scare prank that inevitably ended with me crying. I never did forget the way my brother sneered at me then. A part of me thinks that perhaps if I hadn't been the object of his mischief in childhood, I would have grown a little braver.
Come on, little Lily. Lying doesn't do that cute little face any justice.
Oh, go fuck yourself, Mr. Wright. My name isn't Lily.
I'm a very patient man. Now, why are you really here?
Right now, in the face of an almost identical expression, perhaps even crueler than what I'm used to, the lie I told falls apart.
The truth is, I was just thinking we could have the house blessed before move-in day.
And why would we ever need to have this house blessed?
It's haunted!
For luck and protection.
I shrink under his scrutinizing gaze for a second. I think that he'll start shouting at me. Instead, he laughs. What was that? The fucking retarded laugh. Not the mocking, jeering kind, but one wondering if he's hearing things right. I'd say he was amused, but I honestly couldn't understand what was so funny with what I just said. Look at that stupid fucking face. Was it really that weird? Wasn't it a custom here? I wish Becca was here to explain stuff like this.
That's rich coming from you. When we saw Devil in court, you didn't.
It's a small custom back home. I thought it would be nice to do something that would bring positive energy to the mansion, since this place has been empty for years.
And the papers, Isabella? I hope you did those first before this.
Of course I did. It's almost done, in fact. But there are some items I still have to double check before finalizing everything. You know I don't sign without a thorough inspection. And well, this is what this is for too. I just thought it would be more efficient to do both at the same time.
Here, I thought you didn't want to go back.
Well, you see, I didn't. In fact, this place fucking scares the shit out of me. I pressed that by accident.
A job is a job, Rose. Gotta do what you gotta do to make a living.
Fuck yeah, man.
Well, if that's the case, then go ahead. No need to be so hard on her, Rosie.
On her Rosie. How the fuck does that work? Her name is Rose. She prefers to be called Rose. Call her Rose. Don't call her Rosie. Don't call me Isabel. I told you it's Isabella. Only one letter off.
I personally think it's a nice touch. I was actually thinking of the same thing, but you beat me to it.
It's
Darling,
funny.
Buttercup, please. You know these things don't work.
Fuck yeah, they do. Have
No
you not
offense
seen
meant
The
to the
Exorcist?
holy man, of course. That does not explain the nigger, though.
Oh! I didn't expect him to say that. That's fucked up. Zach is a good guy. You go fuck yourself. All of a sudden, there's an awkward silence that even Rose, of all people, seems reluctant to breathe. I wasn't expecting him to fucking say that. I thought this was gonna be one of those games where he was just like, oh, that explains the holy man, but what's this guy doing here? No, he just fucking straight up said nigger. It's fucking funny. And it's not even like, it's fucking weird. It's weird. You're not expecting people to fucking say that shit. But how dare you fucking insult Zach? How dare you? Although a desire to do so is evident in the way her eyes nervously shift to Master Wright. Meanwhile, Zach's grip on my arm suddenly tightens. He doesn't say anything further, but there's a conflicted look on him when I glance up. That's the face he makes only when he desperately wants to give someone a piece of his mind, but chooses not to do so, mostly to avoid confrontation, or fanning the flame to an argument. I just can't believe you fucking said it. You fucking said it. I wasn't expecting it, so it threw me the fuck off. And I don't even know what the fuck to say right now. And this is the first time this has ever happened. He just says it. He says the word. Then all of a sudden it's just, holy shit. Oh, Facebook Katana has stopped. Oh, well, fucking close that shit. I don't care. But I don't understand. I mean, I don't think that it's horrible that he said that. I mean, I think that the way that he said it and the context that he put it in was horrible. But at the same time, it's just a word. Forgive me of my differing opinion if you're somebody who thinks that the word needs to be fucking burned at the skewer. But it's a word. It really doesn't fucking mean anything to anybody as long as you don't put it in that type of context. You're fucking saying it like, you know, oh, this nigger is a historical word. It's fine. But the way that he said it is fucked up because he was using it in a different way, and in the context it's horrible. So that's why it's bad the way that he said it. He has always been like this. Even among his own friends, he chooses to take a stance despite holding opinions of his own. Not that I won't say anything. I know Master Wright's a client, but you can't just say that in front of other people, in front of Zach, no less. If Ashton were here, I know he wouldn't stand for it, and neither do I. There was a reason why bullies back home never touched my younger brother again after I gave them a taste of their own medicine. He might be inches taller than me, but I'm pretty sure I can still land a hit or two. Maybe if only I'm not going to get in trouble with BRC for it. But before any punch could be thrown, Ma'am Hannah cuts in.
Lucille Mitchell-Wright.
What? His name is Lucille? His name is Lucille. Now you just lost all fucking insult right, Mr. Wright. Holy shit, your fucking name is Lucille. That is a fag's name. Holy shit. You name a boy Lucille. Who the fuck were your parents? Fucking Lucille Mitchell Wright. You fucking faggot. You look like one. You sound like one. Your name is the name of a faggot. That is a girl's name. And you have it. So shut the fuck up. You have no right to talk. In a voice too firm, demanding his own complete silence.
What?
What do you mean, what? Instead of answering, she merely crosses her arms and shoots her husband a sharp, disapproving glare. That seems to have done the trick. He immediately shuts his mouth. Good, good. But not before muttering a few inaudible words under his breath. At this, Ma'am Hannah could only sigh and roll her eyes, more than happy to get back on to the topic at hand.
I'm sure she knows what she's doing, love. She got us the house, remember?
You don't call Zach a nigger. No. Zach isn't stupid, which is actually the original meaning of that word, is stupid and ignorance. Zach isn't fucking any of those. He's not ignorant and he's not stupid, so you can't call him a nigger. He's a fucking dude, man. He's an awesome dude. You can't fuck with him. Honestly, not even a lie. If there was an option to let Zach beat the fuck out of him, or let me beat the fuck out of him, I would have chosen.
Who knows what a little positive vibe can do? It could even give us what we've been eagerly waiting for all these years.
A child? I'm guessing either he has an erectile dysfunction, or maybe he just can't get hard, or she doesn't have any eggs to spare.
What have we been waiting for? I don't think I was ever informed of.
Nothing you should worry about right now.
It's a baby!
Anyway, we've still
I
got a few
can tell
things we
this
need to
shit
discuss
just by
with
the
Rosie
level
here.
of secrecy.
Over lunch.
Anyway, we still got a few things we need to discuss with Rosie here over lunch.
I hope you don't mind, Isabel. We'd love to take you with us, but... Oh, no. Go ahead, ma'am. This'll take time. That's why there's two of us working on this.
Rose looks like she's about to murder someone, probably me. At least she won't have to stay in a haunted property. At least she won't have to stay in a haunted property. She's getting the better end of the deal if anyone's going to ask me.
Oh, wonderful. I hope the next time the three of us meet, it'll be over a closed deal, Of course,
And I
Sam.
also hope
Please
that
look
the moment
forward
the
to it.
deal closes, I get to punch your fucking husband in the throat. He's a fucking punk ass. You're a bitch. And holy shit, do you guys deserve each other. Of course, ma'am, please look forward to it. Rose hurriedly hands me the keys to the house before leaving, mouthing reminders to secure the place and harmless threats for throwing her under the bus. I returned to it with a reassuring smile on my own, even if she's the one who often forgets sheesh. And just like that, gone, just as quickly as they appeared, fleeting from one sense to the next, and leaving me wondering if this is simply what's typical for the rich and famous. If so, I'd rather stay with my rundown apartment or our little shack back home. There's still joy in the smallest things after all. I wonder what Zach has to say after that shit. With a house this big, it's not surprising when the ceremony takes few hours to finish. The sun's already high by the time we've gone through the last room. I can never say I'm something like that. Follower of my own faith, even with Mama and Papa's teachings, but hearing every word Father Norman uttered as we went around the house has put me at ease. All of a sudden, the mansion doesn't seem so scary anymore. That's the purpose of religion right there, and believing in God, and that's something why I fucking hate atheists who feel like they need to bring people down for believing in God. It's because the power of God is literally, it just makes you feel safer in your own home, knowing that even if you die, you have a place that you're going to, and it's not just a black screen, a cut to black. Dropping some fucking knowledge on all you assholes here. Love you guys, but I bet you some of you guys are those assholes that I'm fucking talking about right now. Maybe there is an end to this. Or perhaps this is the end. Father Norman bids us goodbye upon exiting the mansion's grounds. He has business in the village nearby. He says a minute gesture to reach out to the members of their parish every once in a while. It reminds me of a distant memory of helping hands and a few kind smiles that helped my family pull through when times were tough. This place still fucking gives me the creeps. Just listen to that. Listen to that. Yeah, that doesn't... Yeah, but before he leaves...
Isabella, a word before I go?
Sure.
Zachary hasn't been really forthcoming with your situation, and it is something I understand it wasn't his to share. But whatever burdens you, know that it's not a permanent fixture in your life. Besides, you have people to bear it with.
I bite back the harsh retorts before they come out, masking it with a smile as we wave the good priest off. His words, though meant to comfort, has only left a bitter taste in my mouth. And if they don't believe you, what am I to do? At least Zach will hear us out, and he may not fucking believe us, but he'll hear us out. A hand lands briefly on my shoulders, taking me out of my thoughts before they take a sullen turn. But my smile doesn't quite reach my ears when I turn to him.
Say, do you want to go somewhere?
Fuck yeah, Zach! Let's go somewhere!
Right now? Where to?
Anywhere in the city. I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, let's do it. Hang out with Zach. Yeah, let's hang out with Zach!
I've got some stuff I need to buy. Groceries. And there's a shop I want to check.
Is it real food this time?
Ah! You're funny, Zach.
Let me guess. Rebecca?
She's just worried about you. Even I can't eat that much instant noodles.
Think of it as a talent.
Yeah, I wish I could go on to America's Got Talent and just eat a shit ton of fucking noodles and win $1 million. That would be awesome.
Let's just go, Zach.
I smile, a real one this time, devoid of any unpleasant thoughts. Regardless of what happened between us these past few days, I don't want to think harshly of them. Zach had me wait on a nearby bench upon arriving prior to going off somewhere. He hasn't returned since, and it's been a good 20 minutes of being left alone entirely to my thoughts. In this weather, the city park gives off a lazier and more languid vibe than usual. Alright. When children are usually seen running around and playing, there are now people leaning back on their picnic benches or blankets, simply enjoying the afternoon sun. The smell of food drifts from nearby carts, and if the wind blows in the right direction, one would catch the whiff of freshly trimmed grass. I'd gladly sleep on this bench if I wasn't waiting for anyone. Soon enough, I see his hulking figure running towards me, carrying a medium-sized box on one hand and casually waving the other at me. He's panting when he reaches my bench. Sweat drips profusely from his forehead, but there's a grin on his face.
Sorry, the line was really long. Really?
You didn't have to run. Sit down first.
Nah, I'm good. Didn't want to make you wait for these.
Ooh, what are they? I already know what's in the blue box before he opens it. What is it? Cinnamon rolls? Man! This makes me wet my fucking panties. I'm gonna get shit for that one, but who the fuck cares? It's cinnamon roll time, bitch. Look at Isabella's face. Me and her have the same exact expression. And then Zach is just like, smile, girl, smile. Cinnamon rolls, all 6 of them topped with a white cream glaze. Cheese glaze. Cream cheese glaze. Okay. Alright. The very same one I bought after I sold my first property. After I met Zach, Ash, and Becca. Funny how such a small thing could trigger a distant memory, no matter how mundane it is. I don't say no to free food, but why is he getting me these now?
What for?
He leans on the empty space beside me, wiping the sweat off his forehead before answering.
An apology. And as thanks for yesterday and the other day.
You don't have to buy me anything, Zach.
Zach is a good guy, holy shit.
You were upset. You haven't been yourself recently, and
Look at that!
You
Look
kinda
at his
miss
puppy
that,
dog
you know?
eyes.
Are you just saying that, or...
no, really. Rebecca told me. You know how she is.
Ashton, too.
Ashton was an ass.
Yes, he
Should have been
was.
named Ashhole instead.
He went a little overboard, yeah. I can talk to him if you want.
He'll still tease me about it, even if it's Rebecca telling him to stop. Besides, I can handle him.
You always do. And yesterday, when you talked me through my little slump, I thought, hey, I want our old Isabella back.
He's such a good guy. I can't even talk shit. This has never fucking happened before.
Are you still upset?
A little bit. Nothing that a cinnamon roll can't help. There are times when I wish Zach had been my big brother or Becca, my older sister. Maybe life would have been a little easier then. Maybe Papa wouldn't be as sick as he is. Maybe. Maybe I wouldn't be alone here. You're not alone. You got Zach. Look at him. He's right there. But then again, if they are what I wish them to be, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have met Ash too. Ash is a dick. Fuck that guy. He's like right up there with fucking Mr. Right and fucking Ma'am Hannah. Life back home is tough. But for all that, I wouldn't change it for one selfish wish. In this city of 68,000 people, I have people I could depend on, 3 of them in fact. When you think about it, when you compare the numbers to the odds of finding someone like them, amidst the sea of nameless people, I'm lucky.
Thanks a lot for today, Zach. You didn't have to, but you did. I can always count on you.
Yep.
Just me? No Ashton or Rebecca?
I can count
Oh, boy,
on
they won't be
Rebecca
happy to hear
sometimes.
that.
I can count on Rebecca sometimes, but then whenever it comes to Ash, it's just like, you fucking asshole, you're stealing him away from me. Because Rebecca's a Notice Me Senpai character. She is.
I don't mind being the favorite, though.
You are my favorite. Fuck's sakes, Zach is my favorite character so far.
Nope, no favorites. But you cook better than both of them, so that's a plus.
Yeah, he's a keeper. Go on.
It's always been food with you, ain't it?
Yep.
Don't put it like that. You're making me sound like a glutton.
I'm not saying you are, but it does feel good to know there's someone I can invite for food to be able to eat all of it.
Yeah.
Only that? I thought we were also art buddies.
Well, that too.
Yeah, the next time you create a movie, I'm fucking seeing this shit.
But the food thing really stands out when you think about it. You do eat a lot for someone your, size.
Low blow. I take pride in my height.
She's short, like you. She's short, like someone else I know. That person may be commenting something fierce later if she ever sees this one. I always tease her about her height.
So, is it okay now? Do you feel better?
Fuck yeah, fucking.
Does it still scare you?
Well, I mean, it still scares the shit out of me. I mean, fuck, I see a ghost bitch like twice now. I hear whispering all the fucking time. That mansion is just like.
A little. I'll be okay. I'll figure it out somehow.
Somehow.
It's not as bad as the other day, and Father Norman helped too. I should have.
Oh, we can visit
Fuck.
him anytime. He loves hearing from the young ones.
Oh, fuck.
He isn't that old, is he?
Don't know. He doesn't tell.
I'm kind of scared now.
I think I might have seen his face somewhere before. I just couldn't recall when or where. Ash says he looks like his boss, or the bartender at the local pub if he squints. Don't take his word for it, of course. He might have accidentally inhaled something from the forensic lab again when he said that.
This time, the laughter that comes from both of us is genuine. Back to the usual. Things may have not been the easiest lately, but it certainly isn't the worst that has happened. It's good. It's good. We do end up sharing the cinnamon buns between us, despite Zach's insistence that it's only for me, but more than the food. There is relief in contentment.
If you need anything, just ring, okay? Like when
Maybe.
Ash annoys you too much. I'll help you with him, best friend or not.
Knock his bitch ass out.
No way. I can take him on.
She's kind of right. All you have to do is just fucking nut tap his ass. Just fucking cup check him. Cup check him. He'll fucking be down for at least a minute. Maybe 2. Depends on how hard you hit him.
Still an extra muscle wouldn't hurt, yeah? Just let me know, and I'll back you up. My sister knows this one thing to shut him up when he's being his usual self. Ask me what it is whenever you want, and I'll spill it.
I don't think that's necessary, but thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, well, we need the extra firepower to knock his ass down a couple pegs. He leaves me with a smile and a wave. You're leaving? Off to some new gig again. As for me, we still need to talk. Becca, Ash, and I put petty arguments aside like the adults we all are. I think Becca has a grudge against you because you are in league with the Ashton. With the Ash hole. This, however, is a start, no matter how small it may be. I just hope I can keep them safe. A light wind blows against, sending dried leaves swirling and the distant smell of earth into the air. For the first time, the sunlight feels less harsh. Maybe a walk is good. I need to visit the grocery store too. Come to think of it, wasn't there an art store that opened recently near the park? So, what's happening now? Cat's... What? What? Cat's name is Earthwheel. Or at least that's what his collar says. It's an odd name to give a cat, in my opinion. But it speaks grace, much like the one that carries it. It shows in the way he swishes his tail and his eyes follow my hands' every movement. I'm not sure what he finds fascinating in me, to be honest. I wasn't the very picture of grace when he found me, after all. What? We went from talking about how it's a brand new beginning to talking about a cat. It was a bad idea carrying 2 heavy bags of newly bought art materials and groceries without help or a sure ride home. In hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have bought all of these at the same time. I didn't even make it past the park. And now I'm suffering underneath the glaring afternoon sun, hunched up on a park bench and drenched in sweat in the company of a cat curiously watching my every move. I hope it stays where it is. It's just a black cat, but back at home, they're considered an ill omen.
Don't look at me like that. I can act graceful as well if I want to.
Not that I've ever acted graceful in my life, of course. Growing up with rowdy younger brothers and a sister does that. Or maybe it's the opposite. Mama used to call me a little troublemaker before. How much? Yeah, I've been here for like 48 minutes. Alright, go back. Be gone, demon. Or maybe it's the... Yeah, I just read that. Well, graceful or not, there's no use moping. A short breath, and then I'm off. Home. Besides, it isn't like the company's bad, even if it's a cat. As long as it doesn't bite or cross my path.
Well, where's your owner, anyway?
He has one. Well, he has one, doesn't he? An owner? That's what the collar is for, isn't it? Fuck yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious. The bandage is wrapped on one of its paws, though I wonder what happened to it. Did he run away?
Well, if you don't have one, I won't be able to take you in. My apartment doesn't allow pets.
Maybe it's the chick's cat. Maybe it's the ghost bitch's cat. He's following us around because he wants us to help his owner with her unfinished business.
I tried to bring one home before. A cat. Not black, of course. And Rebecca threw a fit before the landlady could.
I take a small packet of sweets from one of the bags beside me and pop it open. As I am about to put one into my mouth, he meows. My hands stop.
Do you want one?
Maybe. He doesn't meow again as I'm expecting him to, but I take his unblinking gaze as a yes. I shift the piece of to my palm and hold it out to him warily. He sniffs at it once, twice before. Rufia. Oh, it's Miss McClough! It's fucking great. Her name is Miss McClough. Alright. Like a good properly trained pet, Bruthel responds as soon as he's called. Recognition comes as soon as my head snaps in the direction of the voice. It's Miss McClough. Hard to miss. What with her height?
I'm sorry. Did my cat hurt you?
No, she
Miss
didn't
Santos,
fucking
was
hurt
it?
me.
I'm surprised to see you here.
Nice to meet you again, Miss McCullough.
See, she says Miss McCullough, but the way that she said it, she said Miss McClough. And so I'm
Are you
calling it
harmed
Miss
in any
McClough.
way?
Are you harmed in any
I'm
way?
sorry. Brucel's not exactly fond of other people. Even run away from the veterinarian right now.
Oh no, he was just sniffing my hand earlier.
My Brucel's a she.
She, all this time. Well, I called her she by accident, but I guess I would have been right. The pause in conversation, if this can be called one, is uncomfortable as fuck. We're merely two people working different jobs for the same client. Frankly, meetings like this don't happen a lot. And if it does, a simple nodding of heads is enough. Talk about her cat, talk about her job. Talk about her cat. I'm more interested in the cat than I am her job. I keep my tone cordial and warm.
I'm actually surprised you have a cat, Miss McCullough.
Stop it! It's Miss McClough.
And why exactly is that? There are a lot of people who have pets.
I know, but you just seem like the type of person who hates everything.
Yeah, but not a black one. I'm amazed you're taking care of one.
That brings back memories, doesn't it? That fucking faggot Lucille writes. His fucking name is Lucille. Who names a boy Lucille? That's not a boy's name. It's fucking... That's a girl's name.
I don't understand what you're trying to get at. Is there a problem with my cat?
No, she comes from a different culture where a black cat is considered
No,
bad.
not at all. She's very sweet. Just in other cultures, aren't they a sign of bad luck?
Wouldn't you know? You come from one. Back at home it is. My grandmother used to tell me stories about it.
Nothing has happened to me so far.
Not yet. Not yet. Displeasure is evidence on her face. Ah, of course. I've forgotten that for other people, black cats are an omen of good luck. There you go again, running your mouth off, Isabella. I rack my brain for a way to remedy the situation, but she holds out a hand.
This is a good place to stop and end this conversation, don't you think so?
Well, Jesus, Miss McClough, I didn't mean to do shit. I didn't mean for any of this to happen to you. I'm sorry.
It is good to see you again, Santos.
I don't think it is. A complete dismissal if I've ever heard one. I watch her as she leaves, though she stops shortly before crossing the threshold separating the park and the street. She faces me again, looking like there's something she has forgotten to say.
By the way, about the Ermengarde mansion, with my clients, it's the rights. I mean, I hope you don't mind me asking, but has the deal been finalized?
There's still a few papers they need, but the house is more or less theirs now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Thank you. That's all I needed to know.
Wait, about the mansion.
The letter, the same one they saw. Whoever she is, she's asking for help. Someone. I want to tell Miss McCock that the urban legends aren't just legends anymore. They're real. She is not going to believe me.
Don't mind me. I need to go too. Have a good day, Miss McCullough.
Miss McCock. I hasten, what the fuck is that? To pick all of my, to pick up all the bags I've left on the bench and ran as far as my legs can take me. In that moment, what I'm carrying in my hands was far lighter than the overwhelming guilt trying to consume me. Home! I want to go home. Anywhere where I won't be reminded of that house. Of her. Of my own cowardice. Oh, that's nice. Anywho, guys, I'm going to stop this episode right here. Sorry about that. I'm going to save again. Alright, so basically, guys, it's starting to get a little interesting. I don't think that it's over quite yet. I think we still have a long ways to go. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like, a comment down below, and subscribe for more content. Press that bell button for notifications on our upcoming videos. I may be doing an episode of Doki Doki Literature Club, which I know I haven't really been keeping up on. My recording equipment for my PC was funky as fuck, so I had to switch over to my other computer and run OBS. So I should be making another episode of the Doki Doki Let's Play today, and we're almost done with Misao. We just have the Truth Route to do, which I am waiting until I'm over with until I can do it with Celeste. So because she wants to be there for that. So yeah. With all that being said, and hopefully I do actually do that fucking Doki Doki Literature Club Let's Play, I bid you adieu. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Hold on.